pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's please remain standing for a moment of silence for Doris Crosman, grandmother to Shannon Riley. Thank you. Open the Clinton School Committee meeting for Thursday, January 26, 2023. I have a motion to approve the bills.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Thank you. A motion to approve the minutes from the school committee meeting January 9th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any public comment? There's no one here.
Well, we do have the public here, but...
A couple. No student rep.
Oh, you're gonna have one.
There you go, Robin. I was getting to you.
I have a very short report tonight. We had our January Teachers Executive Board meeting on Monday, and of course it was canceled, so we're working on figuring out a new date to reschedule. And then the only other exciting news that the music department has is that we applied for a grant through Groton Hill Art Center for the Arts, and last year they provided us a grant for a couple hours, one hour at the middle school and an hour or so at the high school, funded apparently through NIPRO, because that's who I had to write the grant request, the letter to, after I spoke with them about what our needs were. And so this year they've agreed to fund 4 hours every Monday, and it was supposed to start last Monday, but we'll be sharing between the high school and the middle school, and every week we're going to look at how the rotating schedule works at the high school so that we maximum the amount of time that our clinician gives us. So some weeks, you know, he may be just at the middle school, some weeks he may be just at the high school, and then a mix. So exciting news for our program.
It is.
That's great. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Anyway, go ahead.
Is there a sports game on tonight?
Yes, there is. Started at 7, but that's all right. All right. Hey, we have anybody from the PTA?
I don't think so.
Then it goes to Dr. Meyer.
All right, so the first thing on my report was just to do a quick update on the middle school building project. Today, we had a great day. They just came in. We are joined here today. We have our Trip Elmore from Doran Whittier, our OPM, and we have a team from LPAA, Lamar Pagano Associates Architects, and we were able to go and actually with a group of faculty from the middle school tour 3 different schools today, just to start kind of seeing, you know, what other schools have been doing in new projects, and trying to really kick off sort of this process of visioning. So there's two things coming up pretty soon. Monday from 6 to 8, there's a virtual visioning session. We've posted, there's a QR code that we've posted on our website and on the our social media. I'll also send it out in an email to parents tomorrow. I think we already sent it out once. And that's a virtual visioning session. It's a chance for people to share their input and thoughts. It's facilitated by educational programming consultant. We're also going to be sending out surveys. We'll be sending them out in our community newsletter, and I'll send them out to parents. We'll also post it on social media and everything. Those will probably go out tomorrow as well. So it's the same idea, so that we can get some community input. Really, the whole process with the MSBA, I know people always ask, and they say, you know, why are you saying it? Are we definitely building a new building? Are we doing it? It's like, that's the process we're in right now, is trying to figure that out. And the very first step of that process needs to be, what are our goals? And that's what the visioning is. So it's, you know, what do we want our educational program to look like? What are the things that the community might want to see out of an investment in a building project? And how can we sort of take all that in and say, for us to accomplish these goals, what's the best, most effective way to do that? So that's really where we are. I don't know if anyone wants to jump and get some airtime, or if you guys, if I did that okay, it's up to you.
I thought you did an excellent job, and you described it perfectly.
Okay.
I just take the opportunity to introduce ourselves. I'm
You
Eric
want-
Moore.
You
Right here?
want to go on the mic? Someone go on the mic?
Yeah, probably good.
Yeah, we'll get you another chair.
Okay. I'll join Eric.
So I just wanted to introduce myself, Eric Moore with Lamro Pagano Associates Architects. We've been around for about 50 years. We've done a lot of projects with the MSBA, and we're really excited to be working with it, partnering with the town of Clinton on your project, and we pledge our best effort. Wanted to introduce a few of our team members. Christina Basilman's in the middle is our programming expert and does a great job. She's been very busy over the last week or so, and tomorrow we've got, 5 hours of sessions lined up, so
I'm
we
going to
can't
start
keep
collecting
her
a
out too
paycheck
late.
from them.
To our left is Sean Brennan. Sean is the project architect, and Peter Caruso, project manager. Both have a lot of experience. Peter's just coming off the South High project in Worcester, so this is a perfect opportunity for us. So thank you for your support of us.
Anyone have anything?
Go ahead.
And I was just going to introduce myself for the folks that are potentially watching Trip Elmore. I'm the owner's project manager. I've been working with this school, I guess it was in October?
Probably officially,
Yeah, and I will say that the school and Steve have done an excellent job in providing information and taking the process of the MSBA very seriously and producing stuff that is a lift, quite frankly. And then it's been wonderful having LPA join the team. They've been very interactive and really on their game. We have a very tight schedule that we're following to the benefit of Clinton residents, because time is money. So we're not squandering the front. We are using that time wisely and trying to make it very productive. And a lot of that work is on their shoulders, and they've really stepped up to the plate. So, so far so good. I'm very excited about this project. I know we all are. And we look to continue to be very transparent with the community. Our website has all the information that we're accumulating on a weekly basis, so we're sharing everything that we know with the community on the webpage.
I know you say it's easy, but I forget. Is it Clinton Middle School building project? Or Clinton Building Project, right?
You nailed it. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there was a link on that on our website to it. I'll have to
There
double
is.
check, but okay.
There is. So it's Clinton Middle School Building Project, all one word, and it'll take you right there.
And you can also, I think, through there, that'll redirect you if you scroll down to the visiting session link and the survey links too. So
Yeah.
you can access it in a million ways.
We update the website on a very regular basis, so any new information usually winds up on the front page, so that you don't have to dig through the various menus to find it. And then as that gets replaced, that gets filed, and everything is again there. So it should be easy for your community to follow along.
And like I said, I just hope, I think the visioning process is really important, and we want to make sure that, anyone who's listening, get the word out. Make sure that you're, if you've had a conversation with somebody and they've had an opinion on this project, well, get them there Monday night so they can share it. Because we want to hear that. We want to know the feedback of, what is it that people really want to see out of this project when it's all said and done. And, and I know just the conversations I have with people, there's a lot of different ideas out there. So what we want to do is try to, build a consensus and see, what can we accomplish so that it's an effective project to meet our educational needs, but also meet the needs of the town and be responsible and fiscally responsible.
So we've taken enough of your time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know there's a sports game on.
You notice, Trip, I got a name tag here.
You're important.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, so the links to the virtual session, that is in your packets. And as I mentioned, we emailed them out already, and I will send them out again tomorrow. The next agenda item we had was funding and finance. And we just kind of walked through what a lot of the changes were in the tri-council meeting as far as the preliminary FY24 budget. The preliminary FY24 budget is in your packet in a line-by-line sort of format. As I mentioned in the tri-council, it does include, at this point, 12 new positions. Of those, four of them would be teachers to support either, English language learners or special education students. 4 of them are instructional assistants to support special education students. So a lot of it is trying to just meet the needs of our population. And even actually, we have an additional guidance counselor and a school psychologist in there. So really, a lot of the focus on the positions this year has really been about trying to meet those, really dig down and meet those needs of our students. Does anyone have any questions on the preliminary budget at this point? I know we just went over it, but
Mr. Chairman?
I just want to, take a minute to say thank you again to you and to your team for the ongoing management of the ESSER funds and building the sustainability, through that process. And as that starts to fade away, a responsible approach to, staffing our schools the way that they need to be.
and as I said, this for people at home, our preliminary budget does call for essentially a 9.12% increase in our general fund, which results in about $2.4 million increase. That might seem like a whole lot, but that was very, very similar to what we got in a Chapter 70 increase from the state last year. So, literally the $1 million question is, what is our Chapter 70 aid going to be this year? Typically, we would have found that out yesterday, but because we do have a new governor, she has an extension to file her first budget, so we might not get we might get those as late as March 1st. So right now we're sort of in a holding pattern. I mean, we might make some tweaks here and there if we get more information, but really the next big thing we're waiting on is when do we get that cherry sheet that'll tell us sort of what our projected increase in Chapter 78 is, and then depending on that number is going to tell us how much we need to sharpen our pencil. So. All right. The last topic I had up here was human resources. So typically we try to look at different things, and in our strategic plan, and the very first one was work with the town to explore a human resource manager position that will service all town employees. We do have a relatively, it's not even that new anymore, I guess, 2 months. So she's been on the job. I've met with her. She's come down and seen our office and talked to our staff and looked around at how we kind of do things. But I realized that she hadn't really met this board formally yet, so I wanted to invite Christine Purple. So I don't know if you want to give a little introduction.
Spotlight.
We're all friendly here, Christine.
How are you?
We've got 11 viewers at home right now. 11.
And we're grateful for every single one of them.
So I'm Christine Purple. I have been on the job for 2 months. I actually sit across the hall from Brendan. I'm taking a look at things on a grand view overall for employees. Actually ran into a teacher here at the Tri-Council.
No.
She looked over and saw me and didn't realize I was here. So at some point I'll get out to the schools to meet
Yep.
the school employees, I think, at some of the meetings that are coming up. He's going to bring
We
me
had
out
talked
to
about
meet
one of these rounds of faculty meetings. Yeah.
Yeah, and, worked with Kelly and some of the other staff. We'll be looking at doing some improvements with files, and we'll be doing that at Town Hall as well. So right now, I'm just kind of feeling my way through what I have and helping out where I can.
Still kind of doing sort of that, what do you call it, sort of that introductory phase, right, where you're trying to just sort of assess assess where we are.
Yep.
We've had some candid conversations about things and trying to identify some ways that we can, look to tighten things up here and there and make sure that we are, I think every effort is made by our office to be as compliant as we can with, as
Right.
possible, but without, none of us have a HR degree in that office, so we would need to tighten some things up here and there, and hopefully we'll get some things more codified into our process, so.
Yeah, and it's
agree.
not, didn't expect it to happen overnight, and it won't happen overnight. It'll be a process that I'm not looking to change how things are being done and telling them to stop doing it this way. We're just gonna work our way through it and work together as a team. So I'm looking forward to it, so,
It's important work. Thank you for taking it on.
Welcome.
thanks.
We're excited to have you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good luck.
Thanks, Christine.
All right, that's all I had.
Thanks, Steve. Wait, anything from curriculum?
No,
Seems like we haven't met for a long
I
time.
know, we gotta have one coming up, but probably,
No, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll probably do one, probably in like March or so, just to kind of review what our plans are for next year, just in case there's any major changes. I think at this point, we don't have any huge programmatic changes, that's why we really haven't had a lot of meeting.
And I saw your email to reschedule the safety, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to reschedule it it was supposed to be yesterday, but, the weather was treacherous, so I scheduled it
a
for.
tough day.
I tried to reschedule it for next Wednesday, so hopefully we can get that meeting in there. And I know I mentioned before, we had a couple things, but one thing we did talk about was we did get some information on quotes for upgrading some of our AEDs and stuff, so we'll go over some of that material too.
Amy,
I am on marketing, and I believe our next meeting is before the February school committee meeting.
Yeah,
right?
I think right before the next
Yep.
meeting, or, yeah.
So that's coming up for us. We'll have a readout after that.
policy and procedure? So,
Oh, policy.
Policy,
We
we
met,
met.
I don't even
3
remember.
days ago?
Yeah,
Was it Monday?
it was the end of last week. It was last Thursday. We met with the lead nurse, Amy Mason, and we reviewed primarily medical policies. Most of them required minimal changes or sort of adopting the MASC model policy just because it had sort of some refined wording, but not really substantive changes. So we're working on those changes, and we will hopefully be bringing those to a meeting probably in February or March to get approved.
facilities, I think we covered facilities tonight.
The what?
Facilities, I think we pretty much covered that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And negotiations, like you said, we're good, right?
Good right now, yep.
Anything under old business?
Oh, I don't know if you want the letter.
It's your last meeting.
Okay.
You're doing it.
Do you guys, yeah, so I don't know if you,
Just doing it in a new.
or new or old, whatever you want, yeah,
Really
because
doesn't really matter, so.
but just want to make sure you guys are aware that we did receive a report on the accounting from the basketball fundraiser. And I included in your packets, you guys kind of have this letter that Matt Kobus shared that had sort of the financial figures and sort of had the receipts on the back. He actually did include the literal copies of receipts that we have saved, but I didn't put them in your packet, just 'cause I didn't think we needed to share that level of detail. But so I don't know if this is, I think,
It's great.
yeah, as I say, I think it's a sufficient report and it shows where things went. So
Yeah. And thanks to Matt for doing that proactively. It's good.
Anything else under new business?
I swear I really thought it was going to snow yesterday. Sorry about that.
Stop
Well,
apologizing.
we had a discussion where you were 50/50.
Yeah, 50/50.
It is, it's not an easy process, and if we're going to err on the side of one way or another, I would
Be cautious.
prefer that we err on the side of caution.
Absolutely. All right, okay, a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second. Would you like the second?
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye, aye.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.